Hey guys, we are live. So welcome to logging into our Facebook Live, part of the Slim Down Shape Up Challenge. You don't have to be part of the challenge to participate in these. These are available to everybody. Instagram's a little dark. We're sorry. We're still working out some kinks. But today we got a couple of questions for you guys. And just if you can't hear me okay, just let me know by tagging in the comments below that you can. If you are watching this live, just give us a little hashtag, say that you're live. If you're watching this on the replay, in other words, if you didn't catch it live, then just let me know and hashtag replay. Hey, Mike, what's going on, buddy? Mike is crushing this challenge. So really glad to hear that. I want to hear some of his feedback at some point. But some of the questions that came in that are pretty standard questions that I always get are questions like, hey, Tony, how much workout do I need to do? Should it be 30 minutes, 60 minutes? Should I do the treadmill? Or what's up, Burham? Should I do the elliptical? Should I do weights? What should I be doing? Women are always afraid to do weights because they're afraid they're going to bulk up, right? So we want to answer some of these questions today. Now, some of these videos I have put out, but they're so important to reiterate, and they're so important for your overall health, your weight management, weight loss, keeping that ticker healthy. So all these things together. The first thing I have to say, first and foremost, is nutrition is a huge part of any weight loss, weight management, or healthy living program. All right, now we're going to talk about how to manage. So the question came in, what do I do? What kind of exercise do I do, and for how long? So if you're a fan of our YouTube channel, you could go to YouTube and search Outrun Your Fork, personal training and nutrition, or you just go to youtube.com/C, which is our channel, /Outrun Your Fork, and you'll find us. I will put that, hey Tim, I will put that in the comments, but here's the cool part. We're going to teach you how to boost your metabolism long term. Okay, so when you're working out, one of the things you want to do is burn more body fat, keep your metabolism up, so that your body functions work better. Am I right? Everybody nod your head. Hey, Melissa. So we'll look at this timeline. Here's your metabolism. Okay, across here. We want to increase that. And here's time. Whether it's in months, days, weeks, it's typically going to be over weeks and months, and keeping it up over the long term, okay? So when we do cardio, what happens is, let's say these are days. And we'll just put that out a little bit, all right? Please put up YouTube channel path. I will. Thanks, Burham. You got it. I'll be doing that after we finish our live event. So what happens is when you do cardio, your metabolism goes up, and it stays up while you're doing it. As soon as you finish, it goes back down to its baseline. Then let's say 2 days later, you go to do it again. It goes up, stays up, and then comes down as soon as you finish. You do it a day later, it goes up, it stays up for a while until you finish, goes right back down. So cardio, although it's fantastic and you need it to burn body fat, how do I get sound on? So Andrew, if you look at the bottom right of your screen, you'll see a little sound icon. Just click that icon, and it'll put the volume up, okay? So then you'll get the sound. Let me know if that works for you. All right, so cardio is great. It's essential for burning body fat, but it's not going to create any long-term increase in your metabolic rate. In other words, it won't help you burn fat while you're resting. Only building your muscle will do that. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to get, real big muscles or anything. For women or people that don't want to get big muscles, it's called toning. So people that have nice shape to their arms, nice shape to wherever it is that you want to shape up, that's building muscle. Without muscle, we're pretty much just jelly. Have you ever seen people that were thin, but it looked like they had, they were like all mushy and soft? Yeah, sure. We call that not tone, okay? That's the right way to put it, I guess. So in order to get tone and get shape, you're going to build muscle, and that's going to get your metabolism up. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather burn body fat while I sleep. I'd rather burn body fat while I just chill out, in addition to the times I'm working out. So how do we do that? Well, real simple. When you're doing weight training, you're going to get your metabolism up while you do the activity. So it's going to go up, okay? And it's going to stay up for another 72 hours. Because what happens is when you do weight training or resistance training of any kind, and your muscle has to work really hard, you create little tears in the muscles. Your body has to repair those tears. It's kind of like if you took wood and you cut it and then had to re-glue it. It has to re-glue your muscles, all right? There's a lot of ways that that happens. We're not going to go deep dive into it, but just understand that it takes energy to bring those muscles back together and heal them. Now, if you've ever glued anything together, you know that that glue bond, where it broke and has been healed, is stronger than the original muscle or material that was there before. So that bond is what makes your muscle stronger. And every time you do it, your muscle gets stronger. It has to adapt again and heal again. And it continues to go. So the cool part is during that process, your metabolism goes up and stays up for 72 hours because your body needs more calories, it needs more energy and more fuel to help heal that muscle and help it get stronger so that it could adapt to the workload you've given it. Then when you work out again, it goes up a little more and it kind of stays up for 72 hours. Then you work out again and it goes up more, and then it goes up more. So you see how the two of these in tandem, your cardio and your weight training, this is going to burn fat now, and this is going to get your metabolism up and up and up. So over the long haul, what happens is your resting metabolism starts to go up and up and up and up. And that's how you burn more body fat at rest than you ever did before. So like I said in my video, you become a fat burning machine. And any way you slice it, that's pretty cool. Am I right? All of you, I see you nod your heads. All right, cool. So that's a principle of when, what type of workouts you should be doing. Now, as far as, how much should you do? Well, I'm going to tell you that if you're just starting out, I would recommend 20 to 30 minutes of resistance training only twice a week, just to start. What happens is a lot of people, especially around the new year, you've seen them go into gyms. The gyms are packed, and then in 4 to 6 weeks, everybody's gone again. There's two things that happen, and most of the time what happens is people get so enthusiastic, they go in like gangbusters, they work out 4, 5, 6, 7 days a week, and then they realize that, A, it burns them out, they're exhausted, it's too much, they get sick, they don't feel good. And the second thing that happens is they realize, my God, I can't keep the schedule up. So your goal and your job is to start somewhere and then move and adapt. And I'm a firm believer that if you love to work out, fantastic, do it more. Other than that, if you're like me where you're looking for a result, and my result is to maintain a healthy weight, maintain some muscle, that's right, resistance training. So Burham, resistance training is weightlifting, working out with machines, calisthenics, so push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, anything that's working you harder than you normally would in everyday life. So even body weight squats in the beginning are a form of resistance training. As you get good at them, Burham, you need to increase the load. And the way you do that is by adding weight, decreasing the time between the sets that you do, or just somehow increasing the resistance, like doing jump squats. So when you squat, you jump and come down. All of these, there's so many different ways to do it. And I love the questions. We could cover each of these. Some of the exercises may be too technical, like the dumbbell snatch from today's workout. Is there any way you could sub exercises in the future? Yeah, we could do that. So I want some of you guys to really get used to different exercises. So the dumbbell snatch may be a little too complicated for some people. Okay, so Mike, what we could do is we could give you maybe a push press instead, where instead of yanking it up, you just squat down and press it. I do want you folks that are in the Shape Up and Slim Down Challenge to add some of these new exercises and work at them. Watch yourself in the mirror, look at the video. If you're locally, feel free to pop in. You just got to set a time with me. And Mike, maybe we could do a little bit of a video conference with you. I think, you know what, that brings me to a good point. for those of you that are remote and cannot get in to see me, we should host a workout session once a week on video so I can help teach you and correct your form. If that's something that you folks would like, just put it in the comments and I will add that. We'll find a time that works where we could do that for you. And of course, I'm going to offer that out of I'm not going to say the goodness of my heart, but as part of the program with no additional fee, because quite honestly, guys and girls, you deserve it because I want you to get the results. Mike, let me know if that sounds okay to you. We'll do substitutions, but I'd also like to get together a group where we could do a FaceTime or a Zoom call with everybody so I could teach you how to do some of these exercises. So looking at this, when we look at that, Tony, how many days a week should I do this? If you've never worked out before, again, just twice a week, resistance training, 20 to 30 minutes tops. What you should be doing really depends on A, your goals, B, your capabilities, C, a history of injuries that you might have. So they're going to vary from person to person. We could give general information, but I really like to give specific information for people, mostly because I like to take into consideration A, goals, but more importantly, what history you have of injuries. And I see there's people here on Instagram asking me questions. How much cardio? Somebody says yes. I got a lot of people on here. So Mike, you're here. Space for Fitness. Colette. Yep. Vlad. Okay, great. How much cardio? Well, you figure it takes about 20. So somebody asked me how much cardio. It takes about 20 minutes before you get into fat burning. Now, look, guys, there's workouts and nutrition are very science-based. That's it. Very simple, very science-based. And I'm going to pop in our YouTube channel here because I keep getting asked for it. So understand that the body is very, very simple because what it does, you know what? I think I need an assistant to do this stuff with me. What do you think? Maybe we should get Melissa over here next time. She could do the typing in and start answering questions and say to me, hey, hey, hun, because that's what she calls me. Answer this question. He riddle me this, Batman. So we'll do that. So let me put this up. YouTube.com. It's a C. All right, C, and then outrun your fork. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, it looks good to me. Okay, cool. Hey, you guys. I posted that up there. It should come up there. All right. So how much cardio? Generally, it takes about 20 minutes from a standstill to get into fat burning. Now, here's the cool part. Somebody asked me whether you should do cardio first or resistance training first. And this is going to go back to your question, KK12345, about how much cardio should I do. So check this out. I don't know about you, but if I'm going to do cardio, there's usually one of two goals. It's either to increase my cardio capacity so I could be healthier, and two, to burn that stubborn body fat, get rid of it, out. I want gone, right? If there were magic to it, I would do it, but there's not. So I guess I'm going to have to get on the elliptical, even though I hate it. Hey, Megan, thank you, ma'am. Said I did a great job. Appreciate it. Mike said thanks. Cool. So we're going to get back to that. Does HIIT have better benefits compared to cardio? That's a good question, Tim. I'm going to hold on to that and come back to it. Yes and no. There are better benefits, but as far as burning straight body fat, straight fat, slow, steady state cardio between 75 and 80% or 70 and 85% of your target heart rate is the way to go. So being in that target heart zone is the best way to burn body fat. However, HIIT workouts will burn more fat, burn more calories in a shorter time if they're done correctly. So it's a little catch-22. If any of this confuses you, feel free to message me, ask the questions here, set up a time to talk to me, but really send your questions here and we'll get more targeted answers for you. We could even put more detail in a video. Some people like details. We'll pop that up on YouTube. Maybe that'll be part of our live event next time. But I'm going to go back to cardio first or resistance training first. So if you do cardio, there's three, no matter what it is, there's three forms of fuel that you could use anytime. Does anybody know what they are? Yeah, buddy, look at that. That's awesome. So the three types of fuel you could use, I got a brand new board for you guys. The three types of fuel you could use are carbs, fat, and protein. All right, did you hear that? Carbohydrates, fats, and protein. Wasn't that so cool? That's a one-trick pony. That was the plastic that came on it, so I can't do that again, but it should wipe down after this. So let's write that down. 3 types of fuel. Say it with me. Carbs, fat, protein. All right, some people call it protein when they're working out together. You know, the guys do it. Anyway, carbs, fat, and protein are the 3 forms of fuel that you could potentially use. The one that works the best for energy are carbohydrates. All right? Carbohydrates are the preformed form of energy. They get used first. So what we want to do is figure out how we could get rid of this to get into that without killing this. Why? Carbs are a fuel. Fat could be used as a fuel. You want to get rid of it because it's in your stores. That's the stuff that gets in between. It's the bad stuff. Protein is primarily what your muscles are made of, plus your organs. So when you're looking to speed up your metabolism, you want to keep this protein here. You don't want to get rid of protein. You don't want to burn protein for fuel if you can avoid it. You want to burn this sucker. But first, we got to burn this since that's preferred. So the way it works is when you do cardio, okay, when you do cardio, you could burn all 3, carbs, fat, and protein. However, when you do resistance training, when you do weight training, all right, now this isn't HIIT workouts. This is weight training, right? When you do weights, you could only use 2. Carbs and protein. And there's a reason why. When you work out with weights and you're doing traditional weight training, even if it's a CrossFit workout with weight training, you can't burn fat when you're doing resistance training unless it's over a long period of time. If you're doing 100 push-ups, 100 burpees, that's a different type of resistance training. We're not considering that strength training. Okay, so when you're looking to build your metabolism, you're doing weight training to help build that metabolism for the most part. Now, this is very basic. If anybody's going to get technical with me, we could take that deeper dive. So just understand that this is high level. If you're working with weights, for the most part, it's anaerobic. If you're working with cardio, it's aerobic. So cardio, you burn carbs, fat, and protein. Weights, just protein and carbs. That's it. So what do we want to do when we lose weight? We want to burn fat. So protein, when you do weight training, you can't burn fat, right? But you could burn carbs. When we do cardio, we could burn all 3. So check this out. If you do weight training first, you're going to burn off all your carbohydrates. And then when you're done, you're going to go do cardio. So if you burn these off, what do you have left to burn? Fat and protein. So the first thing it's going to do, it's going to get right into fat burning that much quicker because these are already gone. It's always going to go for that first. Weight training, it's going to go for carbs first. Cardio, it's going to go for carbs first, no matter what. Okay? Then it goes to fat. Weight training, it can't go to fat. It's going to go to protein. So let's base it down. When you work out with cardio, you can burn all 3. It goes in this order. It goes in the order of carbs, then fat, then protein. So if you do cardio first, you burn off all your carbs and then get into fat burning. Great. Wonderful. Takes you 20 minutes to get through this to get to that on average. So now when you go to do this, you only have fat and protein left. So what are you going to burn? Protein. You can't burn fat doing weight training. So what you're doing is you're burning protein. Think about it. If you have no carbs left to burn and you go to burn protein, you're breaking down your muscle tissue or your organs, and it's not going to do that. It's going to break down muscle tissue in order to fuel the contractions, fuel the actual workout, right? It's going to break down muscle tissue to fuel that. just so you can get done with the workout. So you're breaking down muscle tissue, which means you're reducing your metabolism just to work out, which is really counterproductive. Now, if you think about this too, so that it's bad, right? It's really bad. Now, think about this. You do your weight training first, get through your carbohydrates, burn them all off. Now you got no carbs to burn when you have your cardio. So you get on the elliptical after weight training, they're already gone. Gone. Bye-bye. So what do you start burning right away? Fat. You burn a little bit of protein, but that's where Tim asked about HIIT workouts compared to cardio. When you do slow state, all right, slow, steady state cardio, 75, 80% of your target heart rate, I'll teach you how to figure that out, but you do it slow and steady at that percentage, you're going to burn more fat, very little protein, more body fat. That's where you want. HIIT workouts will burn more protein. Of course, we'll always burn the carbs first. Does that make sense? So, to wrap that up, cardio first. Weight training first. Cardio second. This way you spare the muscle tissue and boost your metabolism. If this doesn't make sense, if you missed something, that's great. Watch the replay. I'll also tag the video that I have that explains this much neater because I had my script already. I was prepared for it. I'm trying to take these questions as we go. But, guys, I think that makes sense. Cardio, carbs first, then fat. Weight training, burn the carbs first. Get right into fat burning when you go to cardio, right? Okay. So we had other questions, right? Another question I started talking about is how many days a week should I do it? If you're just starting out, take it easy. Start with 2 days a week of resistance training, 20 to 30 minutes. Maybe 1 day of cardio if you want, and then slowly graduate from there. If you're a seasoned person that works out, then this model doesn't work for you. Maybe if you're just coming back. If you had an injury, it's a completely different story. The one thing I'm never going to do is give you a one-size-fits-all program. Look, the reason why I created an Outrun Your 4 personal training and nutrition program is very, very simple. I want to make sure that you guys get the real information, the right information at no cost to you because you all deserve to have the right information. There's too much information. There's too much clutter. Way too much. Every time people go online, they come up with more questions. Oh my God, do I do this diet? Do I do that diet? What about the lemon water diet or the all apple diet? Hey, is it okay should I not eat nuts? Are nuts good for me? How much should I eat? We need to make this really, really simple. I hope that makes sense to you guys. So that's what I've dedicated my life to. All right, if doing cardio and not on a machine, how do I gauge I'm working hard enough? Well, there's two ways you could figure whether you're working hard enough. A, what's your goal? Is your goal for conditioning to make your cardio system better, or is your goal only fat burning? So we'll talk about only fat burning. How do you know you're in your target heart zone? Very simple. Beats per minute. Here's the formula. If you want the formula, if you don't care about formulas, forget what I'm about to show you. But if you want to know how to calculate how fast you should be going when doing cardio optimally for fat burning, it's 220 minus your age. So if you're 20 years old, 220 minus your age is 200. I have an eraser here. So let's just say 200. Okay? So 200. Anybody got a calculator? I do. All right, so 220 minus your age is 200. 75% of 200 is what? It's 150? Do I have it right? 75, 150. Somebody tell me if that's right. I don't know. Oh, my phone is over here. Yeah, calculator for you guys. So I'm going to do this quick. $165. 220 times 0.75. Yeah, it looks like it's 165. So you should be around 165 beats per minute to optimally burn body fat, right around in that area, 75 to 80%, so 165, a little further, all right? That's where you should be if you're 20 years old. If you're 30 years old, 40 years old, just use the formula of 220 minus your age to figure out your target heart zone. That's how you'll burn the most amount of body fat in the shortest amount of time. Yeah, it's 150. I must have been saying 220. 200 times 0.75 is 150. So scratch that, okay? Guys, listen, we're not always going to get it right live, but I'm going to make sure that I get you the right information. We're about ready to sign off. It's 8:57. So I'm going to wrap up really quick and just let you know that if you missed this, just watch it on the replay. If any of it doesn't make sense or you have questions, feel free to tag us, ask the questions in there. I'll also point you to some videos that we have that are going to give you good information and right information. All right, somebody asked me about for how long, 20 minutes or more. So these are more specific questions that send me your questions so next time I can cover them and, you know, get them right for you, give a good explanation for whether you should be doing 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. It's all about the amount of work, the volume of work you do over a certain amount of time to get the desired result. It's a little different for everyone, but I promise the next time we get on here, I will answer some of these questions. I'm going to pick 1 to 3 topics. That's it. Each time we log in and go over them. So you better get your questions in quick, because if I picked your question first, you'll get the jump on everybody else. All right? Guys, listen, it has been a pleasure sharing with you. And I see I have like red all over me. You like that? I did this for you guys. Good thing soap and water takes this stuff out. So listen, we're going to do this every Monday for the next 4 weeks, because we have 4 more weeks of this. If it's really successful and you guys love the information that we put up here and you want me to continue with it, I am more than happy to continue with it. Because, guys, people all over New Jersey are getting this information at no cost, and you know they could do it in person. They get free cooking demos and all of that. If you are interested in having me come to your town, your rec center or your place, your community center, to bring some of this content or do a healthy cooking demo, dudes, I teach you guys how to create 12 delicious, healthy recipes in 30 minutes or less. 12 of them in 30 minutes. It sounds crazy, but I'll tell you what, it happens, it works, and it's true. If you want me at your place, message me, and we'll try to set up that relationship with your mayors and your town admins to get me over there. Okay, guys, listen, it's been a pleasure sharing with you. Send me your questions. Hashtag live if you watched it live. Hashtag replay if you watch it on the replay, just so I get a gauge of how valuable this is at a particular time. Make sure that we're on at the right time. Folks, been a pleasure sharing with you, and I look forward to hearing from you. Now we end. And bye.